so excited. I think that he killed her. Oh my god.
Incest, hello, that's a bad thing.
I'm calling it now. I think that he killed her.
I thought you go to America, we can see that offer.
Wait, does she kill him?
This book haunts my soul.
Or you come and demand it for me.
I knew it. She can't do.
This book, I have not stopped thinking about it. It's incredible.
Hey, listen.
Hello friends and welcome back to another reading vlog. My name is Shak and today I'm going to be reading Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. So today is the 3rd of June and my current TBR, my June TBR, was decided by my tarot cards. If you would like to go and see that video, I'll go ahead and link it up above. I think it was posted maybe 2 videos ago at this point. I'm not sure when this vlog will go up, but it was posted at the beginning of the month, so you can go ahead and see that if you would like to. I've already read one of the books that was in that video and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. And I'm really hoping that the other books in this like TBR are going to follow suit as well. I do have another vlog with some books in it coming later in June as well. They're gonna be books that give me summer vibes, but this is not the video. This is gonna just be me reading this particular book, leading me on to Rebecca and why it's kind of found its way in my TBR. Because if you've watched the tarot video, it is not in that said video. The book that I've decided to replace is The House on the Cerulean Sea, or In the Cerulean Sea. I'm not actually sure what it is. The grammar is wrong in the title. I just get it mixed up all the time. The House on the Cerulean Sea, In the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I decided to replace with Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. So the card that I got was Death, and the prompt that I had for Major Arcana was to have like a 5-star prediction because of the weight of the prediction of a Major Arcana card, yada yada yada. And so I decided to just pick a 5-star prediction. For me, The House in the / On the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune was one of those books. However, I have seen a lot of discourse online recently about the ethics of the storyline and the inspiration of where the author got inspiration from for their book. And so I decided not to go ahead and read it because I believe that the inspiration came from the genocide of Indigenous people or Indigenous children in Canada, and just some of the things that the author has had to say about it I just didn't like, and so I decided to cut it from my June TBR, even though I had that in that video. So if you're wondering why that is still there, that is why. It was before I really found out about the issues that were around the book. So I've decided to swap it out for Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Now this is a class if you weren't sure. I'm pretty sure I've seen a movie adaptation of this. I could be completely wrong. There could not be a movie. I'm pretty sure there is. And it was in my like year 8 media class and everyone else hated it because they didn't understand what was going on. So I think I'm gonna really like this. So it is kind of like a 5-star prediction for me. I've got a lot of expectation. I've heard the lovely Victoria Shaz, the iridescent Victoria Shaz, talk about this on her channel quite a lot. If you like books and if you like body positivity and witchiness, then go and follow Victoria because she is phenomenal. She's amazing. Vic is my queen. And so I decided to take one of her recommendations for this book and go ahead and read it. It's a classic. I'm very scared. I have pretty high expectations. Honestly, Victoria Shaz aside, Taylor Swift has made me think I'm gonna love this book because I've heard on the grapevine, aka Genuine Lyrics or Genius Lyrics, whatever its fucking name is, that her song Tolerate It was inspired by Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. So I am kind of excited for this, which is why I decided to vlog. And I have accidentally matched my outfit, my work uniform no less, to the book. I didn't actually mean to do this. This is something magnificent. Anyway, so if you're unaware, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier is a classic book about an unnamed heroine who falls head over heels for I think it's a man that's pretty rich. His name is Maxim de Winter. And the relationship starts to go a little bit downhill, well, a little bit, you know, when she moves in and there's this ghost haunting this big mansion of his called Rebecca, and it's his ex-wife. And I think that's where the story is. I'm really excited to read this and try and get into classics and see if they're worth the hype, see which ones are my cup of tea. As a reader, you do not have to have read every single classic that is out there. Just want to tell you that now, because I haven't. I know that I definitely haven't even read half of the books I was supposed to have read as a reader. When any cis white man asks me about fucking Frankenstein or Dracula or Fahrenheit 420, whatever blaze it is, I haven't read it. But there are some books I feel like I'm missing out on and I would like to change that, and this is one of them. Little Women is one of them, and there's like an abundance more that I own as well. So I really would like to actually get to them and see if they're worth the hype. And I might vlog them all and take you along with me in this little like series of, are classics worth the hype? Are they worth it? Because they might not be, but I really hope this one is. That was a long explanation for a video that is going to be like just about this book, but I am so excited. This cover that I have is absolutely beautiful. It is from the Virgo Modern Classics edition. I think there's a lot of these particular covers for Daphne du Maurier's books in particular. I do have work today, which is a little bit of a shame. I would have liked to probably like start a big chunk of this today. And it's currently, what time is it actually? It's currently 20 to 3, which means I have to leave in about 20 minutes because I want to get on the bus and, you know, have plenty of time to like go to work and not have to stress about being late, because I have anxiety and I like to be on time and in control of things. So if I'm like a smidgen late or running behind my schedule, I feel like I'm going to be late and nothing is gonna matter. I've got enough time to go to Subway, and I've also got enough time to read some of this on the bus and maybe even read it whilst I'm munching on my food. Who even knows? Who even freaking knows? But yeah, I'm really excited to take on this journey with me reading Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I really hope that I like it. Fingers crossed, and you will see if I do or if I don't. But I will check in with you once I have read a little bit of this and have some opinions or some thoughts. I probably will do some check-ins like I do with every single reading vlog I do, and check in maybe every 100 150 pages or so. Basically whenever I have been given new information or new like I have new thoughts on the characters or the plot or anything on the writing. I am very excited for this and I can't wait to read it, so might as well just go ahead and start the vlog. Let's do it. Let's read this book together, you and me, just you and me, and everyone else watching, but it's just you and me, right? Hello, it is the next day. I didn't read much of this yesterday. I have actually read a little bit this afternoon. I am now on page 49, so about 50, chapter 6 of Rebecca, and I am enjoying it. I'm just noticing that I'm reading like quite slowly. Normally I can read like 2 pages a minute, which means I can probably read 100 pages within like an hour, but I read for about half an hour this morning so far, and I've only read like 30 pages, which doesn't seem like that's too slow, but in comparison to like how I normally can, like how fast I can normally read, that is quite slow. I feel like that's okay because it is a classic. It is written like really strangely. I know that I said I was only going to give updates every 100 pages because I'm reading so slowly and like there's things happening and the things I actually need to like digest and talk about. I think I might have to update a little bit like more often than that, but I am noticing some stuff about the book already, and it's only like, we're only like 50 pages in. So speaking of reading slowly, I think the pacing of this and like the tense is really like, it makes the book seem really dense. So basically Daphne du Maurier, the writer, she essentially like, she'll just write and it's no like, there's no like real timeline. So in the books that I'm used to reading that aren't classics, which you could say is a big difference with the classics, are quite dense because most of them do this, I know of anyway. They will dip into like past, present and future events like within the prose. And I find that quite hard to read and hard to like digest because it's just like I can't place all of the events in a timeline, which makes it harder to understand what's going on in the story and things. I feel like it is making it a little bit harder to read, which is probably why I'm reading a little bit slow, which is absolutely fine, just because classics are like more dense than modern literature, just because of that kind of style. I think the main character in her point of view will make a comment like, oh yes, I remember this person said this to me, and it'll like have like quotation marks and make it seem like it's happening, but it's really just a memory. And I feel like you really have to pay attention with classics because like every single word counts, and if you miss something, you've missed like all the context of the scene and it won't make sense and you're out of the story suddenly. Like I thought that something was happening in like real time, but it was really a memory, and then it went back and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, I guess. But yeah, anyway, I'm finding it really hard because I feel like classics, what I'm learning, because this is like my second classic that I've ever read, you have to kind of like pay attention a little bit more, which it doesn't mean that I don't pay attention when I'm reading like other books that I read and stuff, but I feel like with classics they are a lot more dense, and if you don't like pay attention 100% of the time, it feels like you miss a lot of action, is probably what I'm trying to say. But I feel like just knowing that and being aware of that and adapting the way that I read according to that has been really helpful, and I actually am getting along well with this. I am really liking it. The main character of this, her name is not Rebecca, as it may allude to on the cover. That's actually Maxim's ex-wife, who is dead. I think that he killed her. I'm calling it now. I think that he killed her because she apparently drowned in the lake next to their house. I think he killed her. Like that is my theory so far. I think he killed her. I find it really interesting how the main character of this book, she not only has no name, which I know is the point of the book, and I find that really fascinating. Like, you know, she's the main character, she's a woman, but she doesn't have a name, and I think it really plays social commentary on women in these types of relationships, which I'll get into in just a moment. Not only does she not have a name, which I already knew, but she also doesn't really have an age. Like, I don't know how old this woman is. Like, all she says is that she would like to be older and wiser to keep up with Max. Like, to keep up with Maxim because he is, like, older than him. And he says in his dialogue to her, like, you're old enough to be my daughter? Is she, like, a teenager? Like, she must be really young. Every time this main character, he, like, asks her name. Or, like, he asks why her name is so, like, unusual. And her response is, like, my father was an unusual man or something. But we don't know her name. It's almost like the characters know her name, but it's not relevant for us to know. Like, he might know her name, but he doesn't feel the need to, like, use it. It's really interesting. He might know her name, but he doesn't care enough to use it. So it's not relevant for us, like, for readers to know it. It's really strange. And also with the same thing of her age, like, although he knows her age, he won't let us know because, like, it's withholding, the author withholds information within her characters. He doesn't care enough to discuss this, like, it's just so, it's really well done, like, very interesting. It's very interesting. I'm not sure if I'm, like, picking up on the right stuff there, but that's my personal interpretation. And I expected the name thing, but not the age thing. That I found like really interesting. At the end of the chapter I just read, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Rebecca is calling Maxim Max, and Maxim has just told the narrator to call him Maxim, and she's like, why does Rebecca get to call, like, she used to call you Max? So I can see that, like, their relationship is becoming quite strained with the prevalence of Max having an ex-wife who is dead, which it would, wouldn't it, in any kind of relationship, especially one where you don't know that much about the person that you're dealing with, because she talks and talks and talks for ages and then realizes she knows nothing about him, and, like, he refuses to, like, you know, he just avoids it and he just kind of, like, gives her nothing but thinks that she's getting everything. I'm literally, like, blown away at the moment because I have been in relationships where it's like that, and, like, even relationships I didn't think were like that, reading this book has made me change my mind. Like, honestly, it is really, like, just kind of incredible, like, low-key incredible the way that this is done. But I am still having a little bit of trouble with, like, the tense and, like, the density of the book, but I think it's worth it. Like, just, like, suffering through, maybe, like, taking a little bit longer than I normally would to read a book of this size, just to, like, fully, like, digest it, and to make this vlog obviously the best they can be. But those are kind of like my thoughts at the moment. We're just unraveling with Max and the narrator's relationship. I'm only on page like 50, so nothing really exciting has happened. We haven't met Rebecca, like, in a ghost, I don't think. Are we gonna meet her? I don't know, but I still think that he killed her. I think that he killed her. Also, I've got a theory that, you know Dolly Parton's song Jolene? It's about this book. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take my man. Wait, this makes sense. The main character's name is Jolene. No, it's not. It would be Rebecca. What's the main character's name in Jolene? You don't know. Ha, see? Uno reverse. We know what this book is based on now. I don't know why I'm talking about Dolly Parton. I don't even know. But anyway, I am on page 50 of this now. I do kind of need to get ready for, work. I also want to film a video today. So I'm gonna kind of like get my ass in gear and do my makeup and actually film whilst I have the chance. I'm not actually sure what time it is. It's about like 12:15 and I wanted to read until 12:30. So maybe I could just read whilst I do my makeup, or I'll read for like, I don't know, until like 12:30 for 15 more minutes. I'm hoping the more I get into the story, the faster I can read, which is like most of the time for me. That's kind of what happens for me. The more comfortable I am with the story and the characters and stuff, the faster I can read, because obviously it's taken me a lot less like energy and attention to like properly like digest what's happening. But I feel like this book will be like this like throughout. It is now 12:15. It literally just turned 12:15. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get ready, and I was looking on Scribd actually, and I found the audiobook for Rebecca, and it seems to be set out really weirdly. All the like little chapters are only like 5 or so minutes long. I'm not sure if that's just the audiobook on Scribd and if that's right, but I think I'm gonna try and read a chapter via the audiobook and see how that goes. If I can read by the audiobook, that might be better for me, because I might just be able to listen. It might be like a better story told that way. If not, I'm happy with carrying on with the physical version. It might just take me a little bit longer, but I do have to get ready to film now. So yeah, I'm gonna go get ready to film, but I am having a great time reading this. I'm having fun with coming up with like loads of theories and things like that. And I'm just really excited to carry on with this because it seems like it could get good. Like, I'm really excited to carry on with this. I'm only 50 pages in and I already like it, and I hope that it's gonna get even better. I probably will read a little bit more by audiobook, see how I get on with that. Also we'll read some on the way to work, and maybe I'll give you an update either later today before I head to work, or after I get home, or maybe tomorrow, who knows, but I will update you when I have some more thoughts.
Yes, I don't want to go. I shall hate it. I shall be miserable. Why don't say no with her then? Did you know that I work for a salary? I can't afford to leave her. Sit down, he said. I shall be on. I'll dress in the bathroom.
Oh no.
I sat down on the bed and began biting my
He's
nails.
gonna ask her to live with him.
Hello, Mrs. Van Hopper, said I left Monte Carlo. Said, now she wants to go home. So do I. She's in New York, and I'm to Manderley. Which would you prefer? You can take your choice. Don't make a joke about it, it's unfair, I said. I repeat to you, the choice is open to you. Either you go to America with Mrs. Van Hopper, or you come home to Manderley with me.
I knew it!
You mean you want a secretary or something? No, I'm asking you to marry me, you little fool.
Hello. I didn't vlog at all yesterday. I feel like I've kind of just abandoned this vlog, but I haven't, because not vlogging for one day does not mean that I have abandoned you. It just means that yesterday I had a really busy day at work, and then after work me and some work friends stayed for a couple drinks, and it turned out that I stayed a lot longer than I intended to. But I had a good time nonetheless. It was nice to chat with some people that I haven't spoke to for a while, and I actually got no reading done last night, but I did get some done before I went to work. I was listening to the audiobook for Rebecca, and I am now on page just under 300. I'm on 299, and it feels good to be this way the way through this huge book. However, yesterday I was reading strictly via audiobook, which kind of means that I've missed out on quite a lot of the details in this version, but I just feel like the audiobook and reading and listening and stuff, it just gets to the point a lot faster, and I don't really think that the detail in this version, in this edition, is necessary. It just drags the plot on, and where it could say like, you know, I entered a room, it says, I flew into the room with my skirts doing this. It's just like, I don't care what your skirts are doing. I just want to know the plot. Speaking of the plot and where we are, I was right. The last little bit of the chapter I just read is, the woman buried in the crypt is not Rebecca, he said. It's the body of some unknown woman, unclaimed, belonging nowhere. There never was an accident. Rebecca was not drowned at all. I killed her. I shot Rebecca in the cottage in the cove. I carried her body to the cabin and took the boat out that night and sunk it there, where they found it today. It's Rebecca who's lying there on the cabin floor. Will you look into my eyes and tell me that you love me now? I was right, my dudes. I wasn't like 100% right. I felt like he'd like drowned her on purpose, but it turns out he still killed her, but her drowning was a cover-up, and actually it was Maxim that killed Rebecca. And now everything is kind of unraveling. I'm not actually sure how many pages left of this version, but apparently I have 1 hour and 25 minutes left, which means I can read that in about like probably maybe like 45 minutes. And that is the exact length of time that is my bus journey to work. I'm really sorry that this vlog has kind of been like all over the place. Filming a reading vlog for this whilst like I go to work and things has been really difficult, because I haven't been able to like vlog when I'm actually reading, because normally I read via commute. So I would love to like show my actual reaction to the ending, but I probably won't be able to. You should have seen me yesterday while I was walking to work and that was playing, and it was actually, you know, the fact that Maxim actually killed Rebecca was like playing in my headphones, and I was like, oh my god. I just don't really feel like comfortable with recording in public, like vlogging in public. I don't take my camera out. I could just record on my phone, but again, I'm listening to the audiobook on my phone, so yeah. I also feel like because I've been listening to the audiobook, I haven't had that many like real-time time lapses of me reading Rebecca. So I'm sorry if this vlog has been a little bit like underwhelming or whatever, but I am really enjoying this. I predicted it. I thought that Maxim had killed Rebecca. You wouldn't have seen this, but something else happened in the plot that I was literally in Sainsbury's listening to the audiobook, and I was buying, like, mind my business, buying my fruit pastels or whatever, and one of the servants was like telling the narrator to like kill herself because like she could never compare to Rebecca and things like that. And that was a big shock. I was not expecting that. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? There's this character called Ben as well, and basically the dog, I think his name's Jasper, runs off and starts like barking and stuff, and Maxim like doesn't want to follow the dog, and like the main character goes instead, and we meet this character called Ben, and he's also really fucking creepy. And at first Jasper was barking like at this space, and I thought that's where Rebecca was buried, and I was kind of right. In terms of like how I feel about the book so far, I'm really enjoying myself. It's a classic. Rebecca is a classic, and it can be quite intimidating, but I'm really enjoying myself, and I'm actually surprisingly retaining quite a lot of the information, considering, you know, it is a classic, it is really dense, and I'm just having a really fun time with it. I would recommend the audiobook of this because I've just found that it's a lot easier to get through. I don't know why. This just feels like it has loads of unnecessary like detail and stuff I just don't need to know, but I am really enjoying myself. It kind of surprised me how much I did enjoy this and how much I am retaining about the story and things. I'm really excited to see where the ending goes. I have no idea how this book is going to end because the plot twist that I predicted that, you know, Max actually killed Rebecca, that has happened, and I'm not sure how the main character is going to take this. Maybe she like spirals and starts to fall in love with him because she believes that he's being honest now when actually he's not. Something I've actually noticed as well is I hate the fact that Max calls the main character child, like my child, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. I think it's like a result of like how they used to talk back then, but I also think it's because like she's so much younger than he is, and it just sets things up so much better. I was really enjoying myself. I did not expect to enjoy myself so much. In terms of the ending and how I think this is gonna end, I have no fucking idea. I have no idea where this is going. I'm not sure what I'll give it in terms of like star rating. Maybe 4 stars, maybe like 3.5 upwards. I'm not sure. It depends on the ending for my end rating because I have no idea where this is gonna go. I definitely feel like the main character is gonna end up dead, maybe, because the way that she kept being so like, you know, nostalgic and thinking about the past and things, and the only way that she could, maybe she kills him. Maybe she kills him. Can she kill him? Does he kill her or does she kill him? No, wait, this is like mind-blowing. Does she kill him? Does she? Am I just thinking of loads of like conspiracy theories in my own head and just none of them are gonna come true? Possibly, probably. But in the narrator's like monologues and stuff, where she is, you know, reminiscing about how naive and how quiet and how sweet she used to be, is that before she kills him and like now like she's writing it from a perspective of where she's committed murder? Am I like way over my head? I think I'm way over my head. Basically, I have no idea how this will end. Someone's probably gonna die. Something's gonna happen. Why did Maxim kill Rebecca? If they were so happy, why if everyone loved her so much, because everyone's like, you know, the narrator will never be Rebecca, you'll never compare. So then why did he kill her? So many questions, so little answers, and I'm really excited to carry on reading this. I'm really sad that I'm gonna be reading this like on the bus and I won't be able to like proper update you, but maybe if I finish this in time and I can update you in the staff room, that would be cool. But I will finish this today and I will let you know how it ends and how I feel, because I've been predicting this shit since I fucking started reading it, all right? It's so creepy and I'm so excited to just finish it. I'm so happy I'm enjoying this book.
Hello, I am outside. It is Monday now, and I managed to finish, like I predicted, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier yesterday whilst I was on the way to work. It was just gonna happen, wasn't it, while I was not vlogging? It had to happen because I had exactly the amount of time that it takes for me to get to work left of my audiobook. So I managed to finish it, and this book, oh my goodness, this book. I ended up giving it a 4 stars because personally I feel like the ending of this was just like, it was so anticlimactic, it's unfucking real. I actually just finished writing my Goodreads review for this, and I feel like I really summed up my like experience of this and my thoughts of this really well. So if you want to go and take a look at that, then you can down below, unless, just in case you haven't heard enough of my thoughts of me just chatting shit about this book. But I do feel like the ending of this was very anticlimactic, because basically the main character, I thought that there was going to be like a massive like fight between them, and essentially Max tells the main character that he killed Rebecca, and you know, everyone's going to start finding out, and lo and behold they do. And then her like first cousin, Rebecca's first cousin slash lover, comes into play, and then he tells everyone that she left him this note, and Max says that she was like cheating on him with her first fucking cousin, which, incest, hello, that's a bad thing. I didn't believe him. Like I said in my Goodreads review, like oftentimes women, when they get out of relationships, we are like framed to be the bad guy and we aren't given a space to like, you know, defend ourselves. And I feel like because Rebecca is literally dead, she's a ghost, and I feel like she really embodies that. Because if you think about it with Rebecca, like we only ever get like snippets of her and who she was in her life. Everything we know about Rebecca is based off of other people's opinions of her and their experiences and their memories of her, and when I realised that, it just hit me like a fucking ton of bricks. So of course I wasn't going to get the ending that I wanted or I predicted. Like I had so many theories that the main character would just find out all the truth and stuff, and how Max was like lying to her or like making Rebecca out to be the bad person. But that never happened, that never came. They ran into the sunset together after he burnt the mansion, and I'm guessing like faked their own deaths or something. Obviously I wasn't going to get the ending that I wanted or anticipated, or the justice for like Rebecca and like, you know, the murder that Max committed or anything like that. Of course I wasn't, because that never happened. So I think that's kind of justified as to why the ending for me was like really anticlimactic. I just found it to be like not what I was looking for. I was looking for the main character to grow some balls and to like murder him back. You know what I mean? Like murder him back. And I don't believe Max that Rebecca was this horrible person who was out to get him all the time and like she'd won and things. It just screamed that energy where you start dating somebody and all they have is negative things to say about their psycho ex. And it makes you wonder, like, what did you do to provoke that reaction out of them? Like, what part of that was your doing? Do you know what I mean? That's what it made me think of, and I just didn't trust Max at all. I just thought he was like this really untrustworthy character, but at the same time I understood why the main character loved him so much, and I just understood this book. It just kind of struck a chord with me that I know probably a lot of readers probably won't experience that with this book and will probably just think it's another classic that just goes on and on about stuff, and I just got it. Like, I just can't explain it. I feel like with my experience, my life experience, my reading experience, everything like that, I just understood what this book was saying and the messages it's been telling for decades, and I just understood it. I just got it. That's all I can say about it, really. So I gave it a 4 stars in the end. I really did enjoy it, and I really would like to read some more classics, and enjoying this one, like I said in my Goodreads review, has made me more hopeful that I will enjoy the other ones that are currently sat on my shelves being very intimidating. I am really glad that I read this. I gave it a 4 stars overall, just because I did feel like the ending was underwhelming, but at the same time, like, that is the point. Do you know what I mean? The main character is this, you know, she's literally got no name, no identity, no story without Max. To think that like she would become this person who would like put a stop to it and murder him was probably a bit naive, but you know, I wanted it to happen, but it was taken away. And so often, like, these men aren't held accountable for what they do to women, so why would this be any different? Thank you so much for watching my vlog of me reading Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you also did. I'm going to be doing more of these types of vlogs where I read classics and just my books in general. I absolutely love making reading vlogs. They just speak to me, and I love reading. I love vlogging, so why not put them both together? I still really enjoyed Rebecca. I still really enjoyed the vlog, and I hope that you did as well. Give a thumbs up on my channel and subscribe if you did, and I will see you next time, hopefully. Until then, I hope that you enjoy any books that you pick up or any productive activity that you manage to do. Outdoors are hard, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.